Hey, y'all. This is the study guide for the test that is going to be tomorrow, which is Wednesday. Okay, so indicator 21, that remember that was positive and negative numbers. We can recognize how negative numbers are used in real life. So the first questions on your study guide says, a dolphin swims 9 meters below the surface of the water. I'm going to underline below. It jumps up and surfaces to reach 12 meters above its original position. Write an integer that represents the dolphin's final position relative to the surface of the water. So I'm going to draw the surface of the water here in blue. And let me use my shapes tool to draw a line here. So I'm going to draw my line, straight line. Okay. So now let's fill in some stuff. So he starts out 9 meters below the surface of the water. So now he's going to go 12 meters above its original position. So we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, write an integer that represents the dolphin's final position relative to the surface of the water. So we know we're already 9 down here. And so this is my final 10, 11, 12. So what is that? 1, 2, 3. So we are 3 meters uh, plus 3 meters. And you don't really have to put that plus there. You can put 3 meters above the surface of the water. Make sense? So we started here at minus 9 meters and we went up 12 meters. And really, with the lesson we had the other day, we can say minus 9 meters plus 12. And so we know we would subtract these and keep the sign of the larger number because that's the same as 12 minus 9. All right, so there's 2 ways we can do that. Okay, a person enters an elevator on the ground level. So that's 0. Okay. And he travels up 14 floors and then down 2 floors. So 14, 13, 12. So what integer now represents his travel back to ground level? So to travel back to ground level. So he's right here now. To travel back to ground level, he'll have to go down, do a different color, down 12 floors. So minus 12. But they just asked for the integer. Okay. Okay. What letter represents the position opposite of point S? So first, we want to find point S. So here's point S right here. And point S is at 11. So what's the opposite of 11? Negative 11. So that's negative 10. There is negative 11 right there at point P. So that would be point P. Okay. What number represents point F? Okay, so here's point F right here. Here's 0. So we're going to the left. So that's negative. I don't know why I did that, but anyway, because it's backwards on the camera, it looks right. So that way. Okay, so negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. So F is negative 3. Okay. Now, what number represents 2.5 on the number line? 2.5. When I read that at first, I thought it said negative 2.5. So that's 1, and that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, and that's 5. So 1, 2. So B would be 2.5 because that's halfway in between. So that would be B. That would be B. The answer is B. All right, now, indicator 22, that's our absolute value. Which number has a greater absolute value? So the absolute value of a negative 8 is 8. Because remember, absolute value is always positive because it's a distance from 0. So a negative 8 is 8 units from 0. So the absolute value of a negative 8 is positive 8. Okay. The absolute value of a negative 10 is 10. Again, same thing. It is always a distance from 0. So negative 10 is 10 units from 0. So the one that has the greater absolute value is a negative 10. So now, this is one of our favorite problems. Order from least to greatest. And make sure you read these because sometimes it'll say greatest to least. But this is least to greatest. So we're going from our smallest number to our largest number. So first, we want to calculate these absolute values. Absolute value of a negative 9 is 9. That's an 8. So we just leave that alone. That's a negative 1. Nothing doing to that. And absolute value of a negative 7 is 7. So what's our smallest number? That would be our most negative number. So that's a negative 1. Our next smallest number is this 7. So that would be an absolute value of a negative 7. And then our 8, because we're going least to greatest. And then absolute value of a negative 9. And notice I didn't put 9 because that's not my number. My number is absolute value of negative 9. So I had to find the value of it first and then put them in order. Okay. Okay. Jim has an account balance of a negative $15.25. Jim's mom gives him $25 for his birthday. How much money does Jim finally have? So that's going to be $25 plus a negative $15.25. And remember in the lesson today, I said that's the same as $25 minus 15.25. And remember when we did decimals, we can't subtract that way. So we got to do it this way, vertically. So I'm going to have to do some borrowing and carrying. Okay, so I need to borrow 1 from here. And that'll make that a 10, but I need to borrow 1 from here to go there. So that makes that a 9, and I'm going to borrow 1, put it there. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 2 is 7. I lined up my decimals. Remember, line up the decimals, the corny song. I forgot to say that at first. Line up the decimals. Okay, I can't do that, so I got to borrow 1 again. 14 minus 5 is 9. So he has $9.75. So he should be glad that he got that. And to check it, you can add that back together. And so we see that we are correct. But this is the answer right here. Okay, so we're going to use this chart for problems 4 and 5. We have 4 states with different elevations. Okay, number 4 says sea level is at 0 feet elevation. The elevation of land represents its height above or below sea level. I didn't know Colorado was below. Well, I guess it has some points below sea level. Okay. Mark is hunting in a valley. Oh, that makes sense. In Colorado at an elevation of minus 296 feet. How far and in which direction would Mark have to travel to get back to sea level? Okay, so if he is at an elevation of minus 296 feet, so here's the sea level and he's down here, he's going to have to go up 296 feet to get back to sea level. Okay. Okay, the elevation of land represents its height above or below sea level. Is the elevation of Arkansas or Kentucky closer to sea level? So we need the absolute value of Arkansas and Kentucky's elevation. So for Arkansas, I'm just going to put ARC. The absolute value of its elevation is 84 feet. And then for Kentucky, I'm just going to put Ken. The absolute value of its lowest elevation is 72 feet. So which one is closer? That would be Kentucky because it's a shorter distance from sea level. Even though it's a negative distance, it's a shorter distance in absolute value. So that would be like you have the sea level, and then Arkansas is up here at 84, and Kentucky is down here. That's an exaggeration, of course, but y'all know I can't draw. Is down here at 72. So Kentucky is actually closer to sea level. All right. I hope this helps y'all. And for those classes who don't see me today, I will see you tomorrow. Y'all be careful. Wash your hands. Sanitize when you can't wash them. All right. Bye bye.